and what are the major steps you have to adopt while doing the field work, and on what aspects you should be much more conscious, because that is exactly the major challenges which we are facing in the contemporary days. And unless and until you are much more conscious about that, then you cannot do the better field work. So that is my concern, which I am going to speak now. So once you identified your area of study, the location of your study, that where exactly you are going to do your study, then the real process will start. And see, nothing to be panic, because you may feel that what will the condition in the village, then what will the situation in the village, and how I'll stay. If it is a ladies, again the security problem is there, right? So many issues will come in the context of girls also. So how you will overcome all these cases? The first, you should have a devotion that yes, I can do the field work. Unless and until you develop that devotion, you cannot do the field work. So that's why only you should be mentally first ready before doing any field work. Yes, I can do, I can adjust with any kind of situation will arise in the field. But unless and until you don't develop that kind of tendency, because even we have seen that lots of the people having a kind of apprehension that we should have a always a kind of they carry the mineral water, they carry so many things within them, and they are becoming very much conscious, and develop a sense of fear from the beginning. They develop a sense of hatredness to the rural people, and the moment they stay with an accommodation and they feel that okay, we are living in a very kind of king's life, but here the life is a very horrible situation. Because what I'm telling from the beginning, if you can be a great good field worker in your life, you can adjust to any situation in your life, because we don't know what kind of situation will come in your life. Because suppose you are going in a train, you have some emergency, you have to visit some particular place. So then what you have to do, suppose you book the ticket in the train and your ticket didn't confirm, you have no option, rather you have to travel by general seat, or even if you are traveling by sleeper class and all, you have to sleep on the ground and have to travel. So if you could have a good field worker, you can easily adjust with any situation in the time of emergency. But unless and until, see, don't compare, don't link with your economic status, with your own social status while you are in the field. Because unless and until you remove all your status from your brain, from your mind, you cannot be a good field worker. Because first of all, you should omit all these things. You should not carry forward while going to the field your legacy of having economic status and social status in somewhere else. So that should not carry with you. You are going to field like everybody, like other researcher, as a simple researcher, as a field worker who wants to stay in the field, to want to collect the information. Because unless and until you develop such kind of mentality, you cannot do the field work. You cannot able to establish the good rapport. Because always and always, for you, there will be a constant within yourself. There will be inbound kind of constant will always hinder you while you want to establish the good rapport with the people and want to do the good work along with the people. So that hindrance will come at every point of time. So that's why you have to be very much conscious. So developing, so then what you have to do, then second, you prepared with all your requirements. You should have a small I'm telling you very practical sense. I'm not teaching you, because I don't believe in teaching only theoretical things. Because if I will teach you only theoretical things, then okay, you can get all these things from the books. I'm telling you the very reality things, what exactly if you want to do the field work and go to the field for a longer period, how you have to prepare. So along with the theoretical knowledge and theoretical experience, what exactly the practical experience you will face in the field, I'm telling all these things. So you have to be very prepared while going to the field for a long term. You have to take care of minimum things. First is you have to take care of your initial few days dry foods. You should keep with you. Then the second, because you don't know what the situation in the field, whether you will get some market or not, get some food or not, whether you will have access to some food or not. You should have minimum dry foods with you for survival of 3-4 days at least after reaching the field. The second thing is you should have a folding bed, small. It is coming small folding beds with with a small kind of carpet kind of thing, small pillow. This is called a folding bed. You can carry this folding bed if you feel. Then the third thing is you should have a kind of because now everybody is having phone and all. At least you should have a communication numbers of some of the persons, some officials in those areas prior to reach at the field. And nowadays, as there are certain kind of phone and communication, because during our time there was no such communication facilities available, but now everything is available. At least you can communicate them before reaching at the field. Even you can go and make a first hand visit to the field. You can see what I'm telling. See, while you are going, you don't go to the field thinking that you will be there at a stretch for a long period, because field work should not be done continuously for 2 years, 1 year or 1.5 years. I'll come to that, how you have to break your field. So that's why we always tell, hello, is it audible?
Yes, sir. It's audible.
So what I'm telling, so while you are going to the field, we always tell that you should have a pre-field work visit, that is called pilot study. While taking a questionnaire, you have to rectify the questionnaire. Before that, we used to tell always, once you develop a questionnaire, you go to the field, do a pilot survey there. During your pilot survey, you find out your place of stay. You find out some contact, you find out some key information who will help you while you will go for long-term field work, because you should not move to the field without any preparedness. You should not move to the field without having any pilot study from your end. So once you do the pilot study, you will have a basic information, basic knowledge about the field, which will help you. And then what you have to do with all this minimum requirement, small kind of carry some, you can buy some water from the market and all, which is very close to that area. And with all this basic, and don't forget to carry some medicines if you have some chronic disease, or if you have some kind of disease which you assume may occur. So some minimum requirement medicine, minimum disease medicine you have to carry. That if you are going for a remote area, you should have also some kind of medicine, because you may assume that all of a sudden you may not get all this medicine at that level, at that location. So you should not forget to carry some dry foods, some sleeping mats, and the third thing is you have to carry with some medicines, which is highly required for you if you have any chronic disease, or for assuming some other disease may accidentally come. So which is minimum requirement, you should carry those medicine. Don't forget about these three things while going to the field. And once you reach there, the major thing is how you will develop a rapport. That is very, very important things, because I have told you from the beginning, the first and foremost challenge in front of you is that who is introducing you to the field. Because I have told you from my own experience, though I was not having an intention, but I came in contact with some NGOs who implemented the same projects, but was having highly bad reputation among the villagers, for which initially I faced the lots of difficulties. So that's why you should be very much careful who will introduce you. While you will go for the field for your kind of pilot study, during the time you should have a kind of knowledge. You should have a kind of knowledge that how to you can develop some kind of contact with some people and find out specifically the village sarpanch, the school teacher, and the village chief who can introduce you among the villagers. Because if you find a kind of method of being introduced to the villagers by an established person in the village, then you will be always in an advantage position of getting good recognition and good acceptance. So you should be very much careful about that. So once you got a very good person, specifically remember, these are the 3-4 people who will be very useful to you. Either you find out the panchayat sarpanch, or the village chief, जो गांव मुखिया है, the village chief, otherwise find out any school teachers in that area, because generally the school teachers at the primary or high school teachers at that locality are well accepted by everybody in the village. So that's why you have to find out either these three peoples, and while you will choose And while you'll select some friends there, you should be very much careful that whether they are well accepted in the village or not. And the third issues will come. I have told you in the last time, the caste matters. The caste matters a lot in the field, which caste you belong to. So that's why while you are in the field, you should not get into any kind of discussion relating to religion and caste and politics. These three things you should not ever discuss from the very beginning. The moment you stay there, the moment you establish there, slowly, if you can, based upon your interest, you can try to explore the more and more information, because that is highly required for you, because if you have to understand the social structure, the village structure, the specifically the social structure of that village is highly essential. So that's why you have to definitely read the caste, read the religion, all these things you have to read, because that is highly essential for you while you are doing the research, because your data is linked to your caste and religion. See, if you look into any kind of coping mechanism, any kind of dealings, any kind of development projects and its benefits sharing, all these things in rural India is based on caste and religion also. So that's what I'm telling you should be very much careful about all these things. And the political structure also, the political relation in the village also is highly essential to understand the social structure. But unless and until you develop a kind of establishment in the village, unless and until you establish a rapport in the village, unless and until you develop a confidence in the minds of the people in the villages, please don't discuss about all these three basic things, specifically the caste, the religion, and politics, because all these three things immediately will drag you into conflict. And because the moment you get into any kind of locality, whether it is urban area, whether it is, you see, I from my personal experience, I will tell you that working in a tribal area is easier than working in a non-tribal area, because even if you go to a village which is non-tribal in nature, specifically coastal India, you may face lots of problem, because generally the coastal people or the general people are more kind of suspective in nature, which is not in the case of tribal people. The tribal people, once they develop a kind of confidence in you, once you establish a good rapport with them, so they completely become highly devoted to you. But you should not play with their emotion, but which is not in the case of the general public, because general communities usually have always a kind of suspect attitudes even till the end of your work. Because I have worked in both general area for a longer period, even I have worked, I have a kind of rich experience of working in different parts of the country. Different parts of the country I have worked, and and specifically I love to film. Even I have a strong experience of working in Meghalaya, which is one of the memorable field work for me. I spent around around 15 to 16 months in the Meghalaya. I have gone to each and every village in the Meghalaya, because that is the one state where every village, at least every panchayat I have visited in the Meghalaya, and I was having a very beautiful experience there, because problem with language, I don't understand the language. Actually, only some group of people speak English, otherwise very difficult to deal with the common people, the general public, and their language is completely different from us. Most of the tribal communities, they speak in their own tribal languages. Then having the difference in their food culture, completely different in food culture, because of difference in religion, and lifestyle is completely different. Most of the time, the local people are engaged in drinking and smoking, which I am far away from all these things. So it keeps me in a very kind of troubleshoot kind of situation there while dealing with the people in the Meghalaya and doing the field work, depending on the local peoples uh, on whom we have to be 100% dependent, because if any moment any kind of you will feel dissatisfied with them, the next day they will not come. So it was really challenging for me. So that's what I'm telling, as I have a strong experience of working in different sectors, different areas, and I got also lots of support from the grassroots levels, public and all. Even once I have another experience while even I cannot tell always the general communities are bad and always the general areas are bad also. Even I have an experience of working in a one district in Odisha, that is Jagatsinghpur district. There is a block called, if anybody from Jagatsinghpur knows, they might be aware that there is a block called Tarasai block, which is considered an island. There is a village, Tarasai village. So it is an island. It is in between the there are 2 3 rivers, and in between that village is situated. You have to go by the boat. There is no other connection. And I spent around 2 months in that villages completely. But I got a very good, all are general communities peoples, and I got a very good accommodation, and I got a very good free food, free accommodation, everything I got free because of kind of sometimes my caste also was advantage to that, because I still remember me and one of my friend both went to the field, and called him. I was going alone to the field. I called him, you come, stay with me, I'll pay you some money, and because I will be not bored, you come with me. And then we both went, and unfortunately we both are belongs to the Brahmin community, and while we are looking for an accommodation, and the person he was an intention to help a Brahmins, to serve a Brahmin for his own benefits, having a kind of belief. So he provided also free accommodation, free food. This is sort of like anything to us. So what I'm telling you, see, sometimes your caste may be make you in advantage position, but what I'm telling, you should be very much careful about your caste, because generally the MN Srinivas, even in its writings, the Village India and all, he has also clearly mentioned that caste is always a problem in the field, because it matters. Because even MN Srinivas in 1953, 1954, he is studying in Mysore villages and all. He has written while he was studying among the Kurks in Mysore. He has very clearly mentioned that MN Srinivas, as a Brahmin, how he faced the difficulties of an accommodation in the field. He was looking for an accommodation, and how he faced the difficulties of an accommodation, and in the later on how the peoples also didn't cooperate, because the same thing also which I was telling the last time, the same experience I have, and which MN Srinivas has also narrated, that while he was staying with Dalits and all, so even the Brahmins didn't cooperate MN Srinivas, and he in the letter courts also opposed the MN Srinivas, why you are staying there and will not cooperate and all. So that's why also I'm telling, because I have my from one experience after staying few days among the tribal households, the other higher caste households, so they invited me, but I nullified that. And then while you are going to the field, you have to be fast. Think of how you can establish the rapport, because from the very beginning you should not get into the village next day with your pen, paper, and all these things. So continue your field work for a longer period, at least for 15, 20 days or 1 month. If you are going for a long term field work there, go to the village every day. Don't carry any paper and pen. What you do every morning, finish your work. If you have no toilet there, it's fine. If you don't toilet, ask the people where are the open defecation they are going, use those defecation area. If you don't get any kind of toilet facilities, if you are based on your gender, you take the help of them, and then look for that. If they have a tool for taking bath, if it is not there, find out the space of the canal and all, and don't always feel that I was having a habit of taking bath at the bathroom, I cannot take bath in the open space. So you see, this is I told you from the beginning. So you have to adjust yourself. Don't develop such a kind of tendency that I cannot. You can always remember that everything you can do. If required, you can walk down 20 kilometers, because you see, as you have taken the development studies, you have to go to, while you will start working in a different development sectors, you don't know, you have to work for a longer period. You see, even there are lots of locations where you will not get any kind of communication facilities. You have to walk down, in a different hilly areas. So your vehicle may go up to a point, thereafter you have to walk 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers also. Sometimes you should be very much careful that how to walk also, and sometimes be very careful that you may not get any foods. You will not get any foods. So sometimes you should forget about who are you. Even I, after becoming assistant professor also, After joining the job also in the government sectors, even sometime once I remember that I was traveling from Kalahandi to no sorry from Kandhamal to in Odisha, from Kandhamal to Bhavanipatna, and when I was going in between a forest in the evening, in between a forest, my car had some technical problem came. So while we are trying to repair it, it got delayed, and by the time we reached, I was not having any food with me, and every food was over. Then we are finding out. I and one of my friend was there. We are trying to find out where there is some, if there is a common feast and or any marriage ceremony and all, we will also get into that and have food there. Means what I'm telling you, see, you don't have an option. You don't have an option because you have to survive. So every time you should not think. So that's what I'm telling you. You should omit your kind of egoness. You should omit your kind of stature, your status, both social and economics. So all these things are required. And while you are in the field, how will you develop a rapport? So it means you should be from the very beginning. You should behave there as if you are staying in the village on rent, no doubt, but you are staying in the village as a village man, as a man belongs to that particular village, and try to pick off the small things in the villages and try to involve yourself with all these activities in the villages. If you fortunately found the day you joined there, after 3 4 days there is a function in the village, don't miss that. If there is a religious festival, if there is any function, don't bother about your religion and all. Even if you are a Christian and there is a Hindu festival, go and involve in that. Even if you are in Hindu, there is a Christian people are celebrating some festival, you go and involve, because if you found that majority communities in that areas are belongs to the Christian communities, you should not bother about your religion and all. You go and involve yourself. Because unless and until you involve yourself, you cannot be a good researcher. And then how you have to, then specifically what happened, how you have to win the heart of some peoples. Specifically, you target while you are staying in the field. Don't forget to carry some chocolates with you. Carry some chocolate with you. Once after few days, once you little bit start relation in the village, pick up small kids in the villages. Give them chocolate. Call them to your room. Start interacting with them. You will get lots of small information about the village from them. And then once you picked up the children's, carry them with you, play with them, then slowly you can touch the heart of mothers. You can reach at the ladies. And then slowly with these children you can reach at the family. What will help you? You can establish slowly the, because these children will be the windows for you to get into the different families. Through them, you can reach the family, establish the good rapport, and maintain a kind of relationship with the peoples. So that will help you. And while you are developing a relationship, you should not forget then exploring the caste dynamics in the villages. Slowly, whenever you find out some key informants, try to collect indirectly small information about the caste and all. I'll tell you one of my experience in the field. See, I was not having, even though I was doing, I joined in the PhD and having a huge experience. My specialization was caste class and Indian agriculture during my MPhil and all. I was not having much experience in India. The tribals are having also a kind of very serious feelings towards the scheduled caste communities in our state. What exactly I found in my field. So uh, because I never believe in anything. I specifically for me, I am very neutral to everything. I never believe in all these aspects. Though I am a followers because of my birth. I am a followers of something, but I never believe in all these things. So what exactly happened? So there was a boy in my age group in the village. He was belongs uh, to scheduled caste, which is mostly considered untouchable in the, and I was not having much aware about this dynamics in the villages, that tribals are having such a kind of negative perception to that from the beginning. As when I started going to the canal for taking bath and all, So I remember my early childhood days when I spent much time in the ponds, taking bath and all. So I enjoyed my bathing in the summer, specifically in the canal and all. And there I got good friends. And one, fortunately or unfortunately, one person becomes my very close friend there. He belongs to scheduled caste. Then slowly he started coming to my room where I was staying. I was staying in a tribal house, small room I was staying. So then he started coming to my house every day. And then in the evening, usually we go to somewhere, and he was my good informer, key informer, who always narrates everything about the field, the location, the individual to whom I should be much more conscious. All these things he helped me a lot, getting the information. So I cannot leave him. He was a good informer for me. Then what exactly happened? So, but slowly I found that the villagers are a little bit disappointed. The people with whom I was staying, they were a little bit disappointed. And there was a house which was just adjacent to my room. One old man and old woman, and they have a girl having around uh, 19 years or 20 years girls. So once she came to me in the evening, and she was telling, uncle, why you invited that boy to the your room, and continuously he is coming to the your room and discussing with you. I told, what is problem? And so she told me, no, nobody is able to speak to you because you have a good relation with everybody, and as an outsider nobody wants to speak to you, but everybody is disappointed because of this caste factors, because actually we have a feelings that if those caste groups get into our house should be this the our old generation who has died and all, they will feel very disappointed, they will curse us, this is not good for us. This is their tribal culture. So then it becomes a very major challenging for me that how to because you see that boy must be aware about all these things, because as he is a part of this village, but he didn't maintain that. He came to me. So what exactly was a major challenge in front of me, that I want to respect the emotion of the villagers, because I am staying with them, because they are the people on which I depends, and they have given me accommodation. At the same time, if I'll tell outrightly to this boy that okay, because of your caste and all, these people are having some objection and all, then he may fire, and he may next day he may not come to me, and he may break up the relation with me also. Then how I have to handle with this situation? How to means I have to balance. I don't want to miss my friend who is helping to me in the field, and at the same time, I don't want to hurt the emotion of the people. Then what exactly happened? Then slowly, usually he comes to me at 5 o'clock, because I usually come back by 5 o'clock, and or 6 o'clock in the if it is summer. So then that boy used to come, and I spare some time with him, and we roam here and there. I sometimes he takes me to the play some cricket and all in the village. So what exactly, because you play, if you are good in playing any game, you play with the villagers. That is another advantage for you to establishing a good rapport with the villagers. So these are one of methods you have to adopt to establish the rapport. First, if there were any religious festivals, you be part of that. Even sometimes you contribute the money like other villagers. If there is any kind of feast, boji, and all these things, if anybody invited you, don't miss. You go there, and you make yourself in such a way that you will get an invitation. मांग के भी invitation ले लो. Don't miss that. You get an invitation and go there, because you will establish the rapport. The second thing is you have to be part in other activities in the villages. If the villagers are doing any development activities in the village, you should also go straight forward and be act as a labor in the village in the activities. So then the third thing, mingle with peoples, mingle with the children specifically, and play with the children in the villages. At least the peoples that belongs to your age group or little bit lesser to your age group, you mingle with them. And also the fourth thing also, establish a good rapport with old peoples. Whenever you get some times, do namaskar to all the villages. And whenever you go to anybody, interact with the peoples, you first greet them while introducing yourself, and while you left that place, also greet them and left. It is not that once your interview in an interaction is over with that person, you will just leave the place without giving a full stop, without greeting them, because that will end up your relationship. And always you tell that, uncle, I'll back to you, bhaiya, I'll get. You see, it is also very important to using the kinship terminology. If somebody is very young age, you don't use uncle terminology, because otherwise, instead of establishing rapport, that will ruin your relationship. So better for the safe side, you use bhaiya, didi, whatever the term instead of uncle and auntie. If somebody is old man, you cannot tell bhaiya. Anyhow, based on you judge the age and then use the kinship terminology. But you use some kinship terminology. Don't call by name. Uh, so you establish good relationship with old peoples, and what exactly you have to do? You have to develop a trust and communication as well as commitment and skill in interpersonal relationship. Unless and until you do that, that will be very difficult in your part to do a research and become a good researcher. The flexibility to develop the rapport is an advantage qualitative methods and an important factor in assuring the validity of the data. See what exactly you have to show. Suppose somebody, while you are interacting, somebody told you something, you have to cross check it. You don't blindly believe. And don't write anything in front of them also without their permission. So you interact, you just went to suppose on what topic you are telling. First you picked off those peoples who will be your key informant. Based on your topics will be decided. Then mostly the old people will be always a treasurer for you. So if you find some old people are sitting, suppose some people are playing cards, you go and sit with them, go and see how they're playing, be a part of them, and if you get an opportunity also you play cards with them. So what will happen? And even you see, you'll find that in tribals generally, I personally found that when in the evening the tribal people's drinks, this tells lots of problems in the villages will come. You go and sit with them, because use them as an advantage also. Don't because most of the time even sometimes also it may drag you into conflict. You just judge them in what condition they are, and based on that you deal with them. Because if you feel that they are highly drunk, it is difficult to handle them, difficult to talk to them. Don't get into that, because and specifically the girls should not get into that when they're drunk, because they have a different kind of mentality, and then you may unnecessarily get into any controversy and all. Please avoid them. And if you are well aware that I can handle them and all, with all this situation, and this another aspect I'll tell you also, while you are in the field, don't miss of going to the market, tribal weekly market. You go to the weekly market, find out some friends in the villages, go with them to the weekly market and study there. Even if the market has nothing to deal with your study, go to the market, because market will tell you the relations among the villagers. The market will tell you the social structure, and while you are going in the market with somebody, that will give a kind of affinity with you, that will develop a establishment of rapport with you. Building the relationship can contribute to the execution of qualitative interviews in more controlled setting. Even if your monetary condition supports, suppose villagers are doing some function, they need some kind of small instrument, something, but due to lack of money they are not able to do, so you can contribute some financially if it is possible to the village fund. So that will help you in doing the field work, because I already told you about all these things, the logistic issue, the legal issues, so all these things. So, and while you are doing the field, while we will introduce you the next day, while you will go to the field and all. So what you can do, you go for more kind of discussion with the peoples. Don't intervene frequently. You just ask the people, let him to speak, so you can listen. Unless not until you listen, and if you very frequently ask the question, they will be frustrated. And suppose you want to meet with somebody, suppose you want to collect the information from somebody, find out that what exactly he is doing. Is he busy to go to the field? If he is busy to go to the field, don't disturb him. You find out that most of the time, either in the early morning they will be free, you can interact with them in the early morning. Otherwise, Otherwise, what you can do, you can go in the kind of in the evening. These are the two major times which you can use it. So that's why I always tell, because if you stay outside and go to the village, hello. So what you can do, so is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
audible now.
So what you can do, yeah, should be very much careful that what exactly you have to do. So they are in the field, while you will go to the field and all, you immediately introduce yourself very politely to the people, and there you collect the means uh, uh, have go for an in-depth interaction, and don't hinder in between while somebody is speaking. You should not, you carefully listen to him, because if very frequently you will ask the question, that will be the problem. And the second thing is also, means if you feel that okay, today I have to collect some information from so and so, then what you can do, you uh, uh, get an appointment from them, because it's not that you just went in there and you meet them and greet them, and then you tell that भैया whenever you आप कब फ्री होंगे, आप कब, आपके पास कब टाइम है, आप थोड़ा बोलिए, मेरे को थोड़ा आपके साथ इंटरेक्शन करना है ना, I want to interact with you, whenever you free just tell you, I'll come and I'll have some interaction with you. So that is the good gesture. Through that what will happen, you should not make them in a burden, uh, and because through that what will happen, you can get more time for more lengthy discussion, for more getting information. And once your this data collection phase and all this thing started, yeah, you should be very much conscious, because if your data collection phase, you will be very kind of if you feel that during your data collection phase that you are uh, say, going with a very huge questionnaire, generally what happens, the moment you will go with a huge question and all, so then the moment the others with whom you are interacting, if he feels that okay, you have come with so many lengthy things, so then he, what will happen, he may from the very beginning he will be disappointed, and what will do, he may not cooperate, and every time he will ask खत्म हुआ और कितना है, because the moment he starts speaking और कितना है, so there means he is not having an interest, and you will be speed up, and you will keep on telling okay और थोड़ा है, so then what will happen, means you will not able to concentrate on data collection, at the same time you will be not able to give the real kind of picture in the field, and you will not able to also cross check the things. So that's why you should be very much conscious about all these things, and while collecting the informations. So then the other problems, different problems will come in the field, because there are lots of cultural uh, constants will be in the field. You should be very much careful about those cultural constants, and at least while you are staying in the field, before starting your full-fledged field work and all, you should be through your key informants, you start collecting the little bit information about the villages and about the cultural constants in the villages, because unless and until you are having the very knowledge of the cultural knowledge, because you see the major problem we face that usually that um, while we are in the field, generally sometimes if you are not aware about the culture, you do some mistakes, and people, because the people may not accept it very easily because they are very sensitive to their culture. Because if you scold them, they can tolerate, but if you hurt their culture and sentiments, they cannot tolerate. So that's why you should be very much conscious about their culture and all, which will help you. And while you are in the field, you should become invisible. In the sense, what is invisible? You are physically there, but what exactly you are here, what exactly you are doing there. So you should not completely disclose all these things to people. You just introduce yourself that you are a researcher, you came for doing the research here, and whatever, and don't give a false assurance to the people, because I tell you from the very beginning, the major problem you'll face that you are not the first person who are going to the field for collecting the information. That you should keep in the mind. But the moment you go and interact with the people will have a one reply from the very beginning to you, and they will non-cooperate you from the very beginning. What they will tell, सर आपसे पहले तो बहुत लोग आके हमसे इंफॉर्मेशन दिया, हमको पूछे आपका घर में कितना लोग है, आपका कितना जमीन है, आपका क्या सुविधा है, क्या सुविधा नहीं है. But what exactly we got till now? We have not got anything. इससे सर लाइफ भर हम लोग देखेंगे, ऐसे रिसर्च होते रहते, ऐसे लोग आके सर्वे करते रहते, लेकिन हम लोगों को फायदा कुछ नहीं. And unless and until they find that something they are going to be benefited from you, they will not cooperate you. Because this is a general tendency. Why should I tell you, and why should I spend 1 hour with you if unless and until I am aware that I am going to get some benefit from you? So that's what I'm telling. You should be very much careful about that while interacting with the villagers, and you should not give them a kind of big dream that okay, आप मेरे को डाटा दीजिए, हम आपके लिए ये कर देंगे, वो कर देंगे. No, please don't show it. You just simply tell that I am not part of any government people. I just came here to do my small research. No, ये मत बोलो कि आपसे उनको कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा, because the moment he will come to know that उनसे कुछ उनको कुछ फायदा नहीं होगा, वो भी कोऑपरेट नहीं करेगा. So you have to tell in a very political way, very technical way that हमने आपका जो प्रॉब्लम है, आपका गांव, जो बाकी लोग आके सर्वे किए वो लोग अलग अलग है, वो कुछ नहीं किए होंगे, बट हमने जो कर रहा हूँ मैं, जो आपका जो प्रॉब्लम है, द प्रॉब्लम व्हिच यू आर फेसिंग इन द फील्ड, so which I will tell to the means the problem which you are facing at the grassroots levels. If you just narrate all this reality, real problem, and you should prove that you are different from others who have done the survey, you tell them I will definitely take your problems to the peoples, and definitely I will highlight this issue to the in a different setups, in different with a different agency which may benefit you in the future and also in the later course of time. And what you can do at the same time in order to win the heart of the people, the topic on which you are working, you should also at the same time, even there are some kind of rural development projects is being implemented in the village, you just help the village in creating some awareness. Through that, at least what will happen, ethically you will feel good that you have not simply dissed the people in collecting the information for your degree only, but your long stay in the villages have helped the village in getting certain kind of awareness, and they are motivated. They are now got some information about the outside. They got some information about the different schemes of the governments, which will be at least will be beneficial to the people. If you narrate all these things, suppose somebody is not getting a panchayat Indira House, they will tell हमको कोई Indira House नहीं दिए, ये नहीं दिए, वो नहीं दिए. You don't do that advocacy there, because the moment you will start doing the advocacy there, you may be get into the different conflict, because you don't know the political dynamics in the village. Don't do the any advocacy. What you can do? Okay, आपको इंदिरा आवास नहीं मिले, क्यों नहीं मिले, आपका क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Then she will start speaking the different kind of issues in the they are facing the village. What you can do, you just tell that this is the solution. You first write an application. I'll help you writing the application to the Sarpan. If Sarpan is not listening, you go to the meet the block development officer. You just facilitate them a little bit. So that what will happen, you will be in a comfortable position, and at the same time you will win the heart of the villagers. So they will have a develop a good rapport with you, and they will have a develop a confidence in you. So that's why what you can do while doing the research, you should you develop a symbolic attachment with the people. So, but while suppose you are suppose there is a function and you are part of this function, and you should not completely you involve yourself through that you will forget what for you are there. So it means you should always do the participant observation, but as a participant, as a researcher. But don't think that you are completely researchers and you will forget about your research and everything. At the end of the day, you will be there and there is no field work, no research, nothing. So that you should not do. And also take the field notes very carefully. While you are in the field, every day you have to should be written as soon as possible after leaving the field site immediately possible. While you are coming to the room, immediately you write the field notes. What exactly you did throughout the day, what you did, whom you meet. So all important details should be written very quickly. Otherwise, you will forget. Because you may stay for a long period in the field the moment you come from the field, so then everything will perfect. And another thing is also don't stay for a longer period at a stretch in the field. You do the field work for a longer period, but don't stay at a stretch. You stay for 2-3 months, then again back, interact with the supervisor, interact with the professors, then take a break, then again you go to the field. What will happen? And while going back from field, you take small gifts for the small villagers with whom you are very closely contact. Take some fruits for the children, so that which will help some, because they have an expectation. You have back to your city, and while you are going, bring some small things for them. So that matters a lot also. So what I'm telling you, you should be very much careful about all these things which will help you in the field. And you see, while you are writing the field notes, even if you have not done any work, you have slept in the village, you have slept in your room, you cooked food and had a good time, that also you write. Right, today I didn't go to the field, I was having a good time in my room, I slept today, because that will at least reflect that at least you got some time for thinking. So don't hesitate to write. Don't think that you have to write only what you saw in the field, because every day, if you are spending 365 in the field, days, you have to write the 365 pages at least in your field notes. So that is the things, and you should be very much careful about all these aspects. Then specifically, there are high chance most of the people also fall in love and get married. We have so many cases that people uh, like are very eloquent. Then we have uh, Robert Richard and so many kind of prominent peoples, Alex Gladwell, and even there are 5-6 people even came from foreign country, did the field work, within the state of Odisha and all, they got married and stay there. So what I'm telling you, see, it is because fall in love is a real a challenge in the field, specifically for boys. They fall in love with the girls because mostly the rural and tribal girls are very simple, and they becomes very excellent keen farmer for them. They develop a kind of intimacy and love and all, they got married. So please avoid all these things in the field, because you are in the field as a researcher, not as a general common man. So you try to avoid all these things as much as possible in the field, and that all these things you should keep in the mind while going to the field. And so this is all about that, what exactly the field work, how to do the field work, what are the major problem we face in the field, and how to overcome from this field, and what is the tradition of doing the field work now. So anybody, any question? That otherwise this aspect will over, we'll move to other aspect in the next class. Anybody any question on this, or no question? No
Sir, question.
Okay, no question then. Okay, thank you.